between me and y'all, I'm a spectacle. Several diabolical flows, stay on schedule. Feeling skeptical, I'm slanging that iron, that's what steppers do. Fold up a stand on all 10, that's what that pressure in water. I got a surf fetish, and killing feels like a farmer trying to grow lettuce. Work to God, I'm the truth, and you can go.
Salute everybody. I know this event is running kind of late, and we still got a whole other battle to go. I'm supposed to be interviewing King Fly after this. I don't know if we're gonna get to that tonight. Might have to hold off for that for another day or so. Um, anyway, I have to say, man, this battle right here between Rone and Charron was a dope battle. I didn't, I didn't, I thought it would be an okay battle. I didn't think it was gonna be a dope battle. We already know how dope Rone is, and he just reminding us, after a 2-year hiatus coming through like this. Charron, I always say, while his style isn't for me, the dude is talented. I have to say, the last 2 or 3 battles I've seen of Charron, it's been impressive, man. I can't take absolutely nothing away from him. This battle was dope. It really was. Let's get to the first round. Charron won the coin toss and decided he wanted to go first. Which is always dope. You got to set the precedent. He was going in. He was doing his thing. But it's a thing, man. That, like, how many more times are we going to hear Tech 9 bars? Like, the shit is just, like, come on already. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on already. And I understand Rone is from Philly. I understand all that. But still, like, come on, man. Like, anyway, excuse me. Yeah. So, anyway, he had a dope first round. Besides the Tech 9 thing, the one that stood out, he, to the end of the round, the last quarter of the round, he took this whole 8 Mile approach, just dissing himself, said some pause-worthy shit up there. I was iffy on that angle. I'm like, come on, how many times we gonna hear this type of shit? You know what I'm saying? But don't let that take away from the fact that overall his first round was dope. It really was dope. But then Rome went. And Rome went absolutely crazy in that first round. One thing I always liked about Rome, the wittiness, is also the flow. The rapid fire flow when he gets in the zone is just incredible. And that's one thing I've always been entertained by when Rome raps. Especially because if you just look at him, you would never expect that shit. You know what I'm saying? But the dude is fire, man. And a lot of them Philly dudes, man. I always say that about Philly, man. The dude's flow is absolutely crazy all the time. He went in on this whole thing and just making a comparison that Charron is the Rone clone. But he did it in such clever ways, and that really went throughout this whole battle, to be honest. Like, the cleverness from both. But Rone just, this first round was absolutely crazy. I thought it was the best round of the whole battle, from both sides. But that's saying a lot because these guys had a fire battle. Second round, excuse me, Charron goes on this whole thing about how Rone got a high-profile podcast, so on and so forth. Barstool, I seen them Barstool memes and stuff like that before. I didn't know that he was a part of that. But Charron just goes on this whole thing almost like what Verb, kind of piggybacking off what Verb said to Mook in their battle. It's like, oh, you got a popular podcast, who you had on it? Or not one of us. Goes into this whole thing of how he never reached back to help anybody out after he made it. Charron saying how if he's tried to help out, so on and so forth. Again, that second round was fire from both them. Rone had me dying laughing because he went on this whole thing on how Charron done got smacked by a lot of people. Talked about K-Shine smacking him. Talk about what Bonnie Godiva did to him. Then he tells a story about when they were at a hotel shooting the movie and how allegedly Charron got drunk, disrespected Paste, and Paste smacked him. That's the story he told. I don't know how true it is, but that's the story he told. And so he went on this whole thing and just saying, K-Shine smacked you. Like, why is it you always getting smacked? Like, at some point, it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Clearly I'm not rhyming. That's just the angle he took. And he talked about how many smacks. He was like, yo, you got 86 different handprints on your face. Yeah, he just went on this whole thing. throughout the round. Then he got into a story which again was kind of like, yo, like, come on, man. Supposedly he told a story about Charron was with some groupie chick and Organic was there. You know, I'm not even gonna repeat that story, man. Get the pay-per-view if you want to hear that shit. I don't even know why he necessarily told it, but it is what it is. The point is, both their second round was fire. The angles was dope. But I honestly and truly cannot come up with. Remember, this is off first watch. I can't come up with a winner for that first round. I mean, for that second round. Like, you know, it was. I have it absolutely tied, and it was dope. You know, third round, Charron takes this whole race angle, talks about, breaks down a little bit at the bars. It's race and classism, and he was kind of breaking down the bars that Rone had for Head Ice when they battled. He dissected that whole thing amongst other things, and it's just telling him like, yo, you know, like the race shit you be on, or classism, you know. I thought the angles were hitting. The problem is, when it comes to the race thing, sometimes like I think it goes too far. Like, I really hate hearing all these race bars throughout, stuff like that. I mean, Rone did the same thing, accusing Charron of hating Mexicans and so on and so forth. You know, again, these are angles. You know, it doesn't mean that this is truth about who they are as people. You know, Charron talked about how he apologized for wearing the Confederate flag thing because he didn't know the meaning. You know. Rone. When Rone goes in the third, he pretty much his round. That round was kind of short from Rone, the third round. But he went on this whole thing about pretty much like autism privilege. You know what I mean? Trying to say like the form of autism that Charron has is actually a help to him, not a hindrance. And saying how basically his form of autism helps him remember things and focus in on things. And he's like, damn, like what battle rapper doesn't want that, you know? So, you know, the whole angle he took was very funny, because he's like pointing out all these autism things and pointed out and then stopped and goes, wait a minute, there's anyone who's at a disadvantage is me. So the whole way that he flipped that was very creative, and it was dope. I thought his round was a little shorter than his other rounds, and definitely shorter than Charron's. I got Charron taking that third round clearly. So if you're doing the math here, I got this battle as a tie. It's a one round. I mean, excuse me, it's off the first watch. So again, I had Rone winning the first round clearly. I got the second round a tie, and I got Charron taking the third round clearly. So clearly, what's clear here is that it comes down to the second round. And what was your preference in that second round? Again, I have it an absolute tie for that second round. Salute to both these guys for putting on. I do, in the coming days, I do plan on watching this battle again. Let's see if I look at it differently. But again, you know, this is one of the battles that just the fans won. Salute to DME, Detroit. I'm pretty sure he's hyped about this battle. Visual too, probably, but it was dope. It was dope, man. Can't take nothing away from them, man. It was fire. Salute to them both. Salute to King of the Dot. We got one more battle left. This is the battle I've been waiting for. Besides the Ilmac and A-Ward, and that's Soul Khan versus Disaster. I really don't care too much. Like, what I'm waiting for is the return of Soul Khan. That's what I want to see. Salute. Subscribe. Hit the alert bell. Hit all notifications. We need all notifications. Stop playing around with me.
Got a surf fetish and killing fields like a farmer trying to grow lettuce. Word to God, I'm the truth and you can go tell it. Surf fetish, I'm what's poppin', niggas so jealous. Surf fetish, I'm itching to leave you turf wetted. The last coming first, but then I make the first second. Deadly, I might just detonate. Real life heavyweight, getting to the paper shit. At least that's what my city say. Ringing off the hook, stone crook, got the game shook. Steady flashing stacks on the book, get your cheddar took. Sauced up, cause I'm bossed up, go get a better cook. Bird's eye with the third eye to get a better look. Lyrically between me and y'all, I'm a spectacle. Several diabolical flows, stay on schedule. Feeling skeptical, I'm slanging that iron, that's what steppers do. Fold up a stand on all 10. That's what that pressure been water. I got a surf fetish, and killing feels like a farmer trying to grow lettuce. Word to God, I'm the truth, and you can go.